Hello, everyone. Let me read an excerpt for you from my book. We shall soon see that the hand is divided into 3 zones or parts, which are bound by certain lines to be hereafter explained. Huh? Did you understand any of that? I didn't. So one of my things that I like to do is really get you out of your textbook and get you into speaking real life English. And we can do this with private lessons. I have a website, englishwithronnie.com, where I teach you all the proper things, all the fun things, and how to speak naturally, not like a person from, the 1800s. And in today's lesson, we're going to go through some of these things. Things that you've learned in grammar books. Oh, God. Things that you've learned in your classes or from people. And honestly, we just don't use them when we speak normally to people. Idioms. That's number 2, but let's start with number 2. I'm never going to go to a shopping center or the grocery store and use idioms when I'm speaking to people. Nowhere would I use an idiom. And to prove my theory, I spent 2 hours listening to the radio. More than that. And nobody in the land of radio used an idiom. So, take your idioms, throw them away. Okay? Just learn to speak normally. But we're going to get back to those. Let's look at the first one. Look at the first one. Who and whom. Wow! So, whom do you trust? Huh? Unless you're living in the 1800s, we would just never use the word whom. Okay, so take it out of your vocabulary. You don't need that. Just put who. We would say, who do you trust? You can trust me. But this word whom, take it out. We never say it. But there's one thing you have to know when you're learning English. You have to know your purpose. Are you learning English because you'd like to be a creative writer? Hey, if you want to be a creative writer, maybe you want to learn to use whom. But this is all about speaking and communicating with people. If you're working at a job or you'd like to get a job where they use a very formal 1800 language, maybe you want to learn about whom, but I know. But know who you are, know your audience, know who you're talking to. Old people, they're cool to hang out with. They probably are not going to say whom either, so get that out of your brain. As I said, the wonderful idioms. Here's one. The grass is always greener on the other side. Yeah, you're not going to have a conversation with this about someone. You're not going to be walking down the street and go, oh, wow, there's that really hot guy I want to talk to. Hey, how's it going? The grass is always... What? No, just talk to the people like normal humans. Hi, how are you? This is one thing that I've never ceases to amaze me about high-level English courses. I see all these high-level English courses and people who are advanced in English, and they're studying idioms. It's like, oh my God, there has to be more than idioms. Don't worry about idioms. If you want to learn idioms because they're fun and clever, go ahead. But we're not going to use them in normal speech. So be careful what you're studying in your advanced or intermediate classes. Everyone hates it. Yes. Present perfect. Guess what? You don't need to use it. Now, if you're just beginning to learn to speak English, just use the simple past. It's all you need. If you're advancing and you're getting the hang of things in English and you'd like to improve your English, of course you can step into the boundaries of hell with the present perfect. But as I said, if you're just beginning and the present perfect really makes you angry and forget about it. Just use the simple past. An example of the present perfect is, I have eaten. Good for you. I can also just say, yeah, I ate. Same idea. Nobody's going to be confused and go, oh, well, hold on. That was the simple past. It doesn't matter. Just use the simple past. Bye-bye, present perfect. Toilet. See ya. Oh, this is a fun one. Reported speech. Now, grammar textbooks love to teach you the reported speech. And you got to change the grammar around and make sure the time reflects in the day. And wow. Ronnie says, this is how we say these in normal English. And if you don't believe me, watch a video. Not only this one, watch a movie. Listen to people speak. Go on all those social media things that you're so addicted to. And listen to how real people actually talk about something that's reported. She said that she had eaten already is reported speech. Yeah, we don't say that. We use went and goes. Let me show you how. She goes, I ate already. Or he went, oh my God. So instead of having to change all the grammar around in the sentence, all you have to do is put goes instead of said, and you can also use went. I can say, she went, I ate already. It doesn't matter. You can use went and goes. It doesn't matter the grammar. It doesn't matter the time. You don't have to change anything. Reported speech, bye-bye. If you're writing, as a creative writer, you can use reported speech, but we never use it when we speak. Next one. This is fun. Fuji, this is for you. Who in relative clauses. So you've learned in your textbook, and it's very proper grammar, okay? She is the one who ate it. By the way, a relative clause is giving more information about the subject. So I'm giving you more information about the subject, she. So the rule is, if it's a person, you have to use who. You have to say, she's the one who ate it. Do you know what? When we speak, we don't say that. We just say that. Because in the relative clause without a human, or without a person, we use that. I can say, oh, this is the book that my great-grandmother gave me. I can say, she is the person that gave me the book. So when you're using relative clauses, even if it's a person, ignore the grammar rule. You don't need that rule. Rules are... Number 7. Number 7. Yes. Stative verbs. Yeah, these are fun, right? So you've learned about stative verbs. Stative verbs are verbs you cannot use with ing. Example, I'm having a car. Oh, no, that's wrong. You can say, I'm having a baby, but you can't say, I'm having a car. And these are rules of stative verbs. You must say, I have a car. If you're talking about possession, things that you buy, not babies, you can say, I have a car, not I'm having a car. But thanks to our modern society, specifically a restaurant that serves millions and billions of people, has some golden arches over there. Their slogan is wrong. Their slogan is, I'm loving it. Hey, guess what? Lovin' or love is a stative verb, but doesn't matter. We don't care anymore. We say, wow, I'm loving your new car. Grammatically wrong, but that's how we speak. You're in a restaurant and the waitress comes by and says, hey, how is everything? Oh, I'm loving the soup. That's fine. Hey, people at the table are like, oh, you just use a stative verb wrong. Nobody cares. We don't care about that stative verb. The next one is, of course, the opposite is hating. Okay? Oh, I'm hating you right now. You've ruined my life. You can say that. That's fine. We should say, I hate you, but we have to say, I'm hating my new job. Drives me crazy. And notice, I don't say hating. I say hating. I'm loving, I'm hating. Sounds like a country. Another verb that we can use in the stative form, but we're not supposed to, don't tell my mom, is costing. So if you have to pay a lot of money for something, you can say, wow, it's costing me so much. Or you go into someone's apartment and say, wow, how much is this place costing you a month? Grammatically wrong. Feel free to point that out to them. But it's how we change language. So I can say, oh, this must be costing you a pretty penny. See, that idiom's so old, we don't even have pennies anymore. So come on. Understanding. Oh, do you know what? I'm not really understanding you. Oh, grammatically wrong, but hey, guess what? We can say that. I'm understanding you now. Yeah, cool. Again, your grammar teacher would faint or roll over in his or her grave. But guess what? Rules off. You can say that. So I hope that you are understanding all of this lesson. And just be careful about grammar and all these rules you have. Make sure that what you're learning is actually relevant and up to date. Because the last thing you want to do is sound like someone that came from the 1800s and is hanging out and enjoying life. So I'm Ronnie, and grammar,